Welcome back. When it comes to money, we can learn a lot from the way we care for our hair. Just as routines like deep conditioning, protective styles, or trimming split ends keep your hair healthy, consistent habits like budgeting, saving, and cutting back on wasteful spending keep our finances strong. Joining us now to unpack these lessons is Lethukuthula Ngcobo, Product Manager at FNB Integrated Advice. Lethukuthula, thanks so much for your time this afternoon. I must say, it was really a fun read, drawing comparison between hair care and money management. Perhaps walk us through that and the lessons we can apply from investing in our hair and managing our money.
Yes, thank you so much. And, the reason why we made that comparison is because caring for your money is very similar to the ways in which we care for our hair. And it's something that requires a lot of intentionality, discipline, and consistency. So in the same way that you need to do those daily habits, those small habits of moisturizing your hair, detangling it, conditioning it, etc., just to make sure that it's growing and looking good. That's exactly the same type of effort and intention you need to put into your money for you to start seeing your financial circumstances change and to see your money grow as well.
All right, so now we've drawn that link, right? Talk to me about where we start. How do we start managing our money better? There seems to be similarities between one's strong roots when it comes to hair care and a strong foundation when it comes to money. What does a strong foundation look like? What does that entail?
So building a strong financial foundation starts with getting the basics right. So it starts with looking at things like your budgeting, number one. If you can manage your budgeting and be in charge as to where your money goes, it gives you that first step of control in terms of managing your finances and being able for you to dictate now that this is where I'm allocating my money intentionally towards things that actually matter to me. So the number one thing is budgeting. Make sure that you're tracking your spending just so that you can get a true reflection of your expenses, and also that allows you to see your personal spending behavior. So you're able to identify if there's certain behavior you're engaging in that's maybe not actually aiding you in building your financial situation in the way that you want. So tracking your spending is actually going to assist you in seeing exactly what is it that keeps tripping me up in terms of managing my budget. And now you can start committing to the right type of behavior to start fixing that budget and now allocating your money to the places where you want it to go. So first step is budgeting. Once you've got that down, the next thing is to start focusing on paying down your debt. So where you can, if you can find that extra money in your budget, even if it's 100 Rand that you can free up every month, try and push that into your debt to start paying that down, because paying down your debt is going to further allow you to free up that cash flow for you to start putting money towards other things that actually matter to you, like saving and investing towards your long-term goals.
And you talk about saving, and that reminds me of the protection bit when it comes to that release that you had sent us. And listen, as a black woman, I'm very big on protective hairstyles, so I'd love to know how we draw that comparison when it comes to managing money. Is this all about saving and having, that emergency fund when times are tough?
Yes, definitely. So I'd say that is the first step in terms of protecting your money. So in the same way that you need to put that protection over your hair so that you're able to enjoy, doing different hairstyles without maybe breaking and damaging your hair, that's the same thing that you need to do for your money as well. So for you to be able to enjoy your money and to be able to grow your money in the way that you want, you need to make sure that you're putting in those protective mechanisms and putting them in place such that if something does happen to you as you're going on your journey, you can lean on those protective mechanisms. So when we speak about protection, what are we talking about? So exactly like you mentioned, building up that savings account specifically for emergencies. So whenever something happens, you've got that money you can dip into. But then protection is also looking at things like insurance. So, make sure that you've got your short-term insurance over your assets, your car, your house, because accidents happen at any point. I mean, my boss always loves to talk about an instance where her house was struck by lightning, for example. And, these are things that you never expect are going to happen, but they do happen. And you need to be able to claim from that insurance if these things do happen. And then we're also looking at things like long-term insurance, like your life insurance, and also things like your disability cover, your critical illness covers as well, because those at least give you that financial buffer in the event of some sort of medical emergency happening, or maybe you get injured or you fall ill. So now at least you can lean onto those insurance policies to pay out and help you cover all of those medical expenses that can arise.
And let's say in the work you do, how do you go about encouraging people to save more, right? We really are living in tough trading conditions. SA is known as one of the worst countries when it comes to savings culture. Many people are even struggling to make it to the end of the month.
And that's true. I mean, we do need to recognize that we are in tough economic times, right? And for a lot of people, they're really struggling just to make ends meet. So having to explain to someone that, even within that, you still need to allocate money towards savings, it can feel like we're putting them under a lot of pressure, to try to be perfect when it comes to managing their money. So one thing we do say about saving is that it's just about the habit. So it's about starting and building the habits with starting where you can. So people think that saving is something that I'm going to reserve for when I've got more money to do it. And that's not the way to approach it. Try to look at saving as paying yourself first. So always go back to the budget to see where can I free up even 50 Rand, 100 Rand, small amounts of money, whatever you can afford to start putting towards saving. And the important thing is to commit to it. So even if you're saying, I can only afford 50 Rand a month, then commit to that 50 Rand a month, because that helps you start building up that discipline of that habit of saving. So it's all about start where you can and start being consistent and disciplined with building that savings habit. And definitely over time, as you start earning more, as you start earning your millions, definitely then start funneling a lot more into that savings account as you start earning more. But it's one of those things where you don't need to wait to start. Start today. And even with FNB, we always say you can start with as little as 1 Rand if you want to start saving.
So it's all those little steps, those little 50 Rands here, the 1 Rand here, that add up. Unfortunately, we have to leave it there. Thank you so much for your time and sharing your insights with us this afternoon. And that was Lethukuthula Ngcobo, Product Manager at FNB Integrated Advice.